Well, good morning. It's the, what is it, 13th of August. That's my mic. There they are. Let's put these things on. Do like these microphones, these little DJI jobbies. Although I'm not keen on this. I need to make my own version of that that's a bit more discreet. Let's stick you on there. There's a little receiver bit. Where does that go? That goes into the phone. Which side? That side. That's plugged in. So you can see it kind of sticks out quite a bit. Anyhow, that's the receiver. Anyway, let's go and have a look outside. That's my van. What is it? It's about 7:30 in the morning. I'm up on Ventnor Downs. It's quite breezy actually. So up on Ventnor Downs on the Isle of Wight. My little van with the sticker that I need to remove. Van life on the Isle of Wight, eh? Love it. So I've just parked up here overnight. There was another van there when I arrived, but it got towed away. So just after I got into bed and started to drop off, massive tow truck came along and picked it up and took it away. It only took about 20 minutes. It was fine. These little pillboxes looking north now. Yeah, do love Ventnor Downs. There's a few people around. A few dog walkers up here this time of day, but on the whole it's nice and quiet, nice and peaceful. Apart from that truck, I can't see anybody. Oh, there's some people up in the far, far distance walking their mutt. So I just did a cup of coffee in the van, just there, which was nice. Still can't believe I've been in that thing since 2018. That thing is a beautiful tool for van life. Brilliant tiny home. Love it. I keep telling myself I will upgrade to a bigger van, but then I think, wow, really? I made it superb. It's perfect. What's on the agenda for today? So I'm just doing a bit of birding now. Got my binoculars on. It's migration time, so the birds are beginning to migrate south again. Which is why I like parking up here, because these migrating birds kind of do stop-offs. So as they're migrating south from Britain, where we are now, they're heading for Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, so they go right south of the Sahara. But as they're making that journey, they frequently stop off at places like this to feed. So they have to put down fat reserves for each leg of the journey. So they drop down to places like this, feed up, build up some more fat, and then carry on their journeys. I don't know how bad the wind noise is, because it is quite breezy. Yeah, so they build up their fat reserves in places like this, probably on murky days like this, because they tend to come down when the weather conditions are like this, really. It's not as easy to migrate when it's overcast and murky. But yeah, they stop off in places like this, feed frantically for a day usually, or for the day usually, because I'm talking about nighttime migrants at the moment. So they feed here during the day, then they at dusk they carry on. They fly overnight. A lot of them using the stars for navigation, we think. And then they hit the Mediterranean and they land again at dawn. Somewhere, another stop-off point on that for that leg of the journey, and then they're just hopping along. A lot of species, or some species, just carry on going and don't really land, but a lot of the little ones do land in places like this at various points along their journey. Anyway, so that's what I'm up here for. It's now, mid-August, I think, and migration is in well, it's not quite in full swing. It really gets going next couple of weeks, really, into September and October, but it's certainly ramping up. So I often do this early in the morning, come up to places like this, then I'll go down, drop down into the Undercliff and do some writing. Bessie's and Spinky's is a little cafe down in Ventnor Bay here on the Isle of Wight, which does nice filter coffee and really good breakfast. It's a good traditional English breakfast sort of cafe, really high quality food. So I'll go there for an hour or so, and then I'll go and do a bit of work in one of the local businesses for an hour and a half initially for the morning shift, and then do some writing middle of the day, well, from 12 till 4 usually. Then I'll go back to that same place and do a bit more work. So that's given me a bit of income. So yeah, that gives me enough income for my daily expenditure, because I do that every day, and a bit over. So I'm gradually accumulating money back into the bank account, very, very gradually, having run out of money. I had a runway basically for setting up my kind of multiple streams of passive income, as the gurus would say. Runway being enough money in the bank to set up all those passive streams such that they'd be generating an income before I spent all that money in the bank. But of course I ran out of money, I did my sums wrong, so I'm now having to earn a bit more money via trading my time for cash, which is not passive income. But anyway, hopefully by the end of the year the passive income will have built up enough so that I'm completely location independent and I can basically be anywhere, and the various income sources I'm attempting to build up will be enough to keep me going on my van life journey. That croaking up there on the radar tower is a raven. It's probably asking me for a sausage roll, but yeah, they're our biggest crow. So they're a massive crow with a massive, thick, solid beak, and they habituate very quickly. So if you start feeding them, well, not that quickly, start feeding them, they get to know you over a few months, and then they'll come down and they'll also follow you around asking for food. That may well be one from Ventnor Bay down the bottom, of which there are some videos on my channel. It may well, what's that there? Little bird just flitted. First, apart from this raven, it's probably the first bird I've seen this morning, I think. There are no migrants, but yeah, raven croaking away up on the telegraph pole pylon. I haven't a clue what the sound quality is like, because it is a bit breezy. If I wasn't using the microphone, if I was just using the microphone on the phone, it would be awful, and you would have switched off ages ago. Some of you have already switched off, no doubt. No staying power. Right, head back towards the van, because I need to get down into the Undercliff, check around the East Cliffs in Ventnor, which is another little spot for migrating birds where they'll stop off. Do that and then go to Bessie's and Spinky's, get a coffee, do a little bit of writing. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about, wasn't I? My passive income sources. So hopefully by the end of the year I will have built up the passive income sources, and those income sources are writing the books, which is the main focus of what I'm doing at the moment. So writing and self-publishing. So I've got 5 books out at the moment, 5 very short books, because the first 5 I deliberately made very short, just so I could learn the process really. So I've got those, and obviously there are links to those in the description for this video. Affiliate marketing, so you know, I've spoken about this DJI microphone, and there is a link to that DJI microphone in the description below. In case you want to check it out, it is an Amazon affiliate link, which basically means that if you click on it and you go and either purchase the microphone, which I would actually recommend if you can afford 260 odd quid. So it's a bit of a big investment, but I would recommend this set of microphones personally. But anyway, yeah, there's an affiliate link, so if you were to click on that, go to Amazon and either buy the microphones or just go on to buy something else on Amazon within 24 hours, and I get 2 or 3p off of Amazon for sending you to Amazon via that link that's in the description. So that's affiliate marketing. That's a second form of, well, no income at all really. But you know, it could build up, we'll see. Then there's this YouTube channel and another YouTube channel I've got, the Wild Writer YouTube channel, which eventually, if I ever get 1,000 subscribers, and thank you the, what is it? I think it's, is it 80 subscribers at the moment on this channel? Thank you everybody for subscribing. And if you're not subscribed, do subscribe. I want to try and get it up to 1,000 subscribers on this van life channel eventually, and then I might get another 2 or 3p per year from AdSense, Google AdSense. Yeah, so there are 3 forms of passive income. What else is there? Yeah, me kind of other forms of writing. So the blog might eventually start to yield some sort of income, but I'm not very hopeful. My mind's actually gone blank as to what other forms of income I'm working on. So I'll have to cover those in the next video, or if I remember them I'll add them onto this one. But for now I'm going to go back to the van and go down into town and check out there. I will do a van tour. I might actually video inside the van today. Actually, let's have a quick look. I'll take you inside my van. I've not done this yet because it's a mess and I haven't actually done a proper van build. It's just a mattress on the floor, and I'll give you a very, very quick sneak preview. But it's got its MOT at the end of the month, which is terrifying because I haven't got any money, and it's going to cost a few £100, I think, to get it through the MOT, which I don't have, so God knows what's going to happen with that. But yeah, if it does get through relatively unscathed, I know the tyres need replacing. That was one of the advisories from the last MOT a year ago, so they'll certainly need, I mean, that doesn't look too bad. No, that's fine, that doesn't need doing. So that one's okay. That one probably will be replaced. Maybe not, I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. That one's looking not so clever. Maybe it's okay. I might get away with it. We'll see. Yeah, that one's fine. Okay, so the tyres seem fine. Maybe he did replace the ones that needed to be done. Got a little garden in the windscreen, as you can see. Don't think I'd locked it. Well, I don't normally because this is the Isle of Wight. And I'm dumb. Right mess under that little table. There's my little bed. It's a little mattress thing there. I've pulled everything out to make coffee. Okay, so I will clean it all up and do a proper van build. That's all you're going to see because it's a mess. And I live like a slob at the moment. I'm going to go along there a bit, see if there's any migrants before I head down. Anything about, well, I can see from here there's probably nothing about. It looks very quiet. You normally hear little willow warblers, which are a tiny little green and yellowish kind of bird, and they're normally pretty vocal, and little gangs. So if there are any of those around, they're normally a good indicator that there'll be bits and pieces, because they're calling and there aren't any calling, so I don't think there's going to be much around today. So I might just drop down into the undercliff. There's a lovely walk just down there. Oh, look at this. This is nice. Not the old glove, but the pink stuff. Marjoram. We're on the chalk here, so you've got some superb wild flowers and lots of really nice butterflies down in a little valley down there. Coombe Bottom it's called. Right. Nothing along this edge. Nah, it doesn't feel like a bird migration sort of day today. Let's head back to my van. Let's get a photograph for the thumbnail. Right, we're now down at the East Cliffs down in Ventnor. Quickly check for any traffic wardens. Can't see any. Don't want to be caught out. They can be a bit sneaky down here. Yeah, so down down in the East Cliffs in Ventnor on the Isle of Wight. Such a lovely day. It's very breezy. It's been a very breezy summer. So this is another part of my van life morning ritual, which is to come down here into Ventnor. I quite often park up overnight in here. Don't think I'm the only one. Don't think anyone else actually kips in their vehicles here. Might do though. So have a quick look down here. A few more people, that's for sure. It's gone 8 o'clock in the morning now, so we'll be a little bit busier. There's quite a few people actually. There's one walking their dog. Yeah, so it usually takes me a couple of hours to wake up in the morning before I can sit down and start writing. I'm not really a first thing in the morning writer. God, it's really blowy here now. Hopefully you can still hear me despite the wind. Let's check out the coastal defences. So this emergency repair work that's been done down there. They put some more sheet piling in, and they've drilled some what appear to be blowholes into the revetment, which I think is to relieve pressure. You can sometimes see water spouts coming up through the concrete where they've kind of drilled holes, and I think it's basically void underneath these bits of coastal defence. So the water's getting under there, all the waves are crashing in underneath the coastal defences where they're not supposed to be. So they've drilled holes in just to let the pressure out. So you get these water spouts coming up through those holes. Can't really see it very well now. Yeah, so that's quite interesting. A whole lot collapsed earlier in the year, or probably late last year, something like that. Right, so around about 8:15, 20 past 8, I'll go down to the Esplanade in Ventnor, park up, ready to go to the cafe. Cracking view up there of the downs, chalk grassland, superb for wildflowers, absolutely packed with lots of species you don't normally see elsewhere. Love it. There's a radar station where I've just come from. So now I'm down in Ventnor Bay itself, and I've just fed the raven I was mentioning earlier. Is he still there? Yeah, there he is. So there's the raven. Look at that beast. Huge. Just giving him a sausage roll. Look at that beak. Wow, what a beast. So this is Ventnor Bay. I don't think I'm the only van lifer here today. Just fed these lot as well. Lots of fledged gulls like that one. That's a youngster from this year. Very noisy. Whining away. So that's a herring gull. There's an adult herring gull. Looks like mum or dad. Love this time of morning down here. It's lovely and peaceful. Really doesn't feel like summer though. Still only mid-August, so it should still feel summery. It just feels like autumn. So yeah, I'll park up here, chill out for a little while, then head down that way to do me writing. And so now, just before 9, I'll don my socks and sandals and head down to Besties and Spinkies, a little cafe down here for a nice cup of coffee. So yeah, one of the other places I like on the seafront here is the Mill Bay. They do superb roasts, like carvery type roasts on Sunday, and good food on other days too, so I definitely recommend that if you're in Ventnor. For brekkies though, for breakfast, cook breakfast, go to Besties and Spinkies. That's what I do. Oh, there's two of the abusive locals. You two are now famous. So this is where I go for my coffee. There's Besties and Spinkies. Filter coffee with cream.